Hello students, I hope you all are fine and healthy. In our previous video, we have completed the revision of chapter number 2, that is matter around us pure? Today we are going to start the revision of chapter number 3, atoms and molecules. So in this chapter, first of all, we will learn about the laws of chemical combination. So do you remember which are the two main laws of chemical combination? Yes, the law of constant proportion and the law of conservation of mass. So the two main laws of chemical combination. Laws of chemical combination. They are, first is law of conservation of mass, law of conservation of mass, and the second is law of constant proportion, law of constant proportion. Now, this law of constant proportion is also known as the law of definite proportion. So, first of all, let us learn about the law of conservation of mass. Now, according to the law of conservation of mass, the mass in a chemical reaction or during a chemical reaction can neither be created nor be destroyed. So, according to law of conservation of mass, in a chemical reaction, the mass can neither be created nor be destroyed. This law is somewhat similar to the law of conservation of energy, in which it says that energy can neither be created nor be destroyed. Now this law is for mass, so in a chemical reaction, mass can neither be created nor be destroyed. Now what does it mean? It means that during a chemical reaction, the total mass of the reactants is equal to the total mass of the products. So, if we will explain this, it means the total mass of all the reactants, that take part in a chemical reaction, it is always equal to the total mass of all the products that are formed. It is equal to total mass of all the products that are formed. Now, to verify this law, the container or the apparatus that we will use, it should be a closed one, because in some of the reactions the gases are formed. Now the mass of the gas will also be the mass of the will be added in the mass of the products. If we will not take the closed container, so what will happen? The gases will escape in the atmosphere and then we will not get the correct mass of products. So according to law of conservation of mass, the mass can neither be created nor be destroyed during a chemical reaction. It means the total mass of all the reactants will be equal to the total mass of the products. Now, do you remember what are reactants and what are products? Yes, reactant means those substances that we take initially. Reactants means those substances which we take initially, and products means those substances which are formed during a chemical change or during a chemical reaction. So, reactant means the initially substances that are taken and the new substances that are formed. They are known as products. Now, for example, if we take 100 grams of calcium carbonate. We take 100 grams of calcium carbonate and we heat it. And we heat this 100 grams of calcium carbonate. Then it will get decomposed, means it will get broken. So it will form two things. First is calcium oxide and another thing formed is carbon dioxide. Now here 56 grams of calcium oxide is formed and 44 grams of carbon dioxide is formed. So here we can see that the initially taken substance, that is calcium carbonate. So the reactant here is calcium carbonate and the new substances that are formed in this reaction or in this chemical change, they are calcium oxide and carbon dioxide. So it means that the total mass of calcium carbonate, it should be the equal to the total mass of products. It means it should be equal to the total mass of calcium oxide plus total mass of carbon dioxide. Now if we will add it 56 grams plus 44 grams, so that is equal to 100 grams. So total mass of reactant here is 100 grams and total mass of the product, that is also 100 grams. So this equation is verifying the law of conservation of mass. Okay, or we can say it is in accordance with the law of conservation of mass. Now why I said you to take a closed container, because in this example we can see that the carbon dioxide that is formed, it is a gas, and if we will not take a closed container, so what will happen? This carbon dioxide gas, it will escape into the atmosphere and then we will not get the actual mass of the products. So there will be a difference in the total mass of reactants in the total mass of products. We can even perform an activity to verify this law of conservation of mass. For that, what we need barium chloride and sodium sulfate. For that, we need barium chloride, which is written as BaCl2. This is the formula of barium chloride. And along with that, we need sodium sulfate, that is written as Na2SO4. This is the formula of sodium sulfate. Now what we are going to do is, we will take barium chloride and we will prepare a solution of barium chloride. How we will prepare a solution? We will dissolve this barium chloride in small amount of water. Similarly, we will prepare a solution of sodium sulfate by dissolving it in small amount of water. So we will prepare the solution for both of these. Now what we are going to do is, we will take a conical flask. We will take a conical flask, and along with the conical flask, we will take a test tube. Along with conical flask, we need a test tube, and with that we also need a rubber cork, and we also need a small thread. Now what we are going to do is, we will measure the weight of all these things together. Now this will give us the mass of the apparatus. We measure their weights by the help of the weighing machine, that will be equal to the mass of apparatus. Now what we will do, in the conical flask we will pour this solution of barium chloride. What we will do, in the conical flask, we will pour the solution of barium chloride, and in the test tube we are going to take sodium sulfate. What we will do? Suppose this is the conical flask. Okay, this is conical flask. So in the flask we will pour barium chloride solution. That will be BaCl2 solution. Now in the test tube we are going to take the sodium sulfate solution. Now what we will do? We will tie a small thread on the neck of this test tube, and then we will hang the test tube with the help of the thread in this conical flask. Now in the conical flask we will hang this test tube. Inside the test tube, what is there? Inside the test tube, sodium sulfate solution will be there. Inside the test tube, sodium sulfate solution will be there. We will hang it with the help of a thread. Now why we are hanging it with the thread? Because we want to measure the weight of the reactants. So if we, before mixing it, we want to measure it, because after mixing, what will happen? The reaction will take place. So that's why we are hanging it, so that they don't get mixed together. Now we will put rubber cork here. We will put the rubber cork here, so that the thread does not slip in and the products and the reactants do not get mixed. We will hold the thread with the help of rubber cork. Now again we are going to measure its weight. Again we are going to measure its weight. Now whatever weight we will get, from that we will subtract the mass of the apparatus. Whatever mass will be there, from that mass we will subtract the mass of apparatus. Then we will get the mass of reactants. That will be the mass of reactants. Suppose that mass of the reactants comes is equals to x grams. That comes equals to x grams. Now what we will do? We will remove the rubber cork for a few seconds and make the thread loose. Why? So that the sodium sulfate solution that we have taken in the test tube, it gets mixed with the barium chloride solution that is in the conical flask. Now after making the thread loose, we will again close the mouth of the conical flask by the rubber cork. Now as soon as the sodium sulfate solution and the barium chloride solution, they will get mixed. So a reaction will take place, a chemical change will take place, and the new substances that will be formed, there will be sodium chloride, that is written as NaCl, and along with the sodium chloride, what is formed? Barium sulfate, that is written as BaSO4. BaSO4 represents barium sulfate and NaCl represents sodium chloride, that is the common salt which we use. NaCl means sodium chloride, that is common salt. Now after the formation of the new substances, that will be known as products. That will be known as the new substances here formed are sodium chloride and barium sulfate. They both are the products. Now after the formation of the products, what we will do? We will again measure the weight. We will again measure the mass. Now suppose what will happen when we will measure the mass? From that mass we are again going to subtract the mass of the apparatus. From whatever mass we will have, from that mass we will again subtract the mass of apparatus. Now that will give us the mass of products. It will give us the mass of products. Now suppose the mass of products comes equals to y grams. It comes equals to y grams. Now if the mass of reactants, that is equals to x grams, will be equal to the mass of products, that is y grams, means if these both values x and y, they will be equal, then this reaction or this chemical change is verifying the law of conservation of mass. So I think all of you understood what we have to do here. We have to take the barium chloride solution and sodium sulfate solution. The sodium, first of all, we will measure the weight of all these apparatus, that is conical flask, test tube, rubber cord and small thread. We have to measure the weight all together. That will be the mass of apparatus. And now what we will do? We will pour the barium chloride solution in the conical flask, and in the test tube we will pour the solution of sodium sulfate, and we will hang the sodium sulfate solution, that is in the test tube, with a thread, and we will keep the test tube in such a way that these two reactants, that are sodium sulfate and barium chloride, they do not get mixed initially. Okay, now we will fix the rubber cord, and then again we are going to measure the weight. Now whatever mass we will get, from that we will subtract the mass of apparatus. Now this will be our mass of reactants. So suppose that is x grams. Now what we are going to do is, we will make the thread loose so that the sodium sulfate that we have taken in the test tube, it gets mixed with the barium chloride solution that is in the conical flask. Now when they will mix, a chemical reaction will take place or a chemical change will take place. Now after the chemical reaction, we will again measure the weight. From that mass, we will again separate the mass of apparatus. Now this will be our mass of products. Suppose that is y grams. Now if the value of mass of reactants will be equal to mass of products, so that will be verifying the law of conservation of mass. So here these both things, sodium sulfate and barium chloride, that we have taken initially, they are the reactants, and the new substances that are formed, sodium chloride and barium sulfate, they are the products.